Hello, my sunshine, and welcome to a new episode of the Hot Girl Morning Podcast. I am so excited and so grateful to have you here. And if you're watching the video version, you may be able to see a difference. I finally got myself a new microphone. If you don't know, I have started this podcast 3.5 years ago with a 30-euro microphone, and I have used it up until now. And now I have upgraded to this new microphone, and I'm so excited to speak to you. I still don't know all the settings and all the things that I have to do. It will get better, but I hope that you're enjoying the better audio quality, and I hope that you're enjoying your day so far. How are you doing? Are you good? Are you not good? And no matter how you're feeling right now, I hope by the end of this episode you can feel a tiny bit better, because in today's episode I want to talk to you about the spark of beginning and starting something, because sometimes we're so good at waiting for the perfect moment, and we have all these ideas of things that one day I will maybe start doing or that I really want to do, but we think there have to be the circumstances in a different way and the stars have to realign for you to finally do it. And I want to help you get out of that. I want to help you get into the starting mode, because actually this is exactly what I did with my podcast. I didn't get all the really great equipment before I even got started. I was just okay, let's get the cheapest thing possible and test this theory and try it out. And I'm just hoping that I can give you some inspiration and motivation today to finally start creating the life of your dreams. If you don't know, my name is Greta. I'm an accountability and empowerment coach, and on this podcast we talk about all things of personal growth, mindfulness, self-love, manifesting your dreams, and becoming the best version of yourself. So if any of these topics sound interesting to you, make sure to follow this podcast, rate it 5 stars if you really enjoyed, or maybe send it to a friend who might need to hear this today. And I also have an announcement that I want to share with you, because if you don't know, I have the supportive bestie group, which is basically a WhatsApp group where we send each other reminders and supportive messages, and it's just a way for you to reconnect with yourself. And with that group, we also have a monthly masterclass every first Thursday of the month. All of this is for free. So if you want to join, there's a Google form down below. You can just fill it out and then you will be part of the group and the masterclass. But basically, in this group, I was asking a question to the girls. I know I'm posting consistently on the podcast, but I am kind of always posting on random days whenever it works best for me, and I want to figure out when to post. And actually, the answer that I got was very much 100% of not what I was expecting, because currently I have been always posting most days on Fridays, but Friday is actually not the best day to post a podcast, but I was just okay, let's just post it. I always thought it would be Wednesday or Thursday. No, the girls were clear, and now I'm gonna adapt to this new schedule, because the girls want to get a podcast on Mondays, and you're gonna get this podcast from now on Mondays. Since I usually post on Friday, I was okay, I will kind of give you this bonus of, okay, this week I'm posting on Wednesday, but from next week onwards, you're gonna get this podcast on Mondays. As long as I'm able to do that, I will try my best to do that. I will post it at 11 a.m. Central European time. So for most of my listeners that are from the US, you will be able to listen to me already Monday morning when you're doing your little morning routine. So I hope that you're excited about that. But enough said about that. I'm gonna invite you to take a deep breath and to arrive into this moment. Again, no matter if you had a shitty day so far or if it was a beautiful day, I want you to know that you're safe, you're loved, and you're protected. And I want to start this topic with a question to you. Is there something that you have been suppressing, something that you have been thinking about for a while, but for some reason you haven't started it? You have been imagining this different life or this different way of being or thinking, but for some reason you haven't taken the action steps yet. You don't feel ready. Maybe you feel oh, I don't know enough, or I'm not there yet. I'm just not ready. And if that is you, and you have an area in your life where you feel like this, then this episode is for you. And this doesn't matter if it is like a big, very obvious goal. Like, okay, I want to become a freelancer and be a wedding photographer. Like, maybe it is something like this that is very clear, but it could be also something like inner work, the way that you have been talking to yourself, and it's like, oh yeah, I know I need to work on myself, I will do it later. Like, I don't have right now time to focus on it. And obviously, sometimes you have phases in your life where you have different priorities. But if this is something where you internally know, okay, this is something that sparks my heart, that makes me feel good, that I would love to do, but I feel overwhelmed even by the thought of doing it, then this is for you. Maybe if you're not experiencing this at the moment, maybe you can still take something out of this. But if you can think about a friend who has been thinking about doing something for a really long time, this is your reminder to send it to them. And I also want to make a quick note that I have also made in last week's episode of, do you like the idea of something versus do you actually want to do it? And that is something, especially at the beginning point of whatever you're trying to pursue and every dream that you have, sometimes we really fall in love with the idea of something versus of actually doing it. So this is not me trying to hold you back from doing anything. No, that's not that at all. But it's just about you being clear on yourself. Okay, this is really what I want. And I want, for the right people, I really want you to strengthen that feeling of, okay, if I'm honest to myself, this is what I really want, and I'm really dreaming about this, and I want this for myself, and in a way I know I deserve this, but I have no freaking clue how I will get there. Okay, so this is for you. The difference between liking the ideas of something versus actually liking it. It is sometimes so easy to romanticize certain pictures in your mind and romanticize being a lawyer, romanticize being maybe also a content creator, or romanticize any job. And what I would like to invite you to do is stop thinking about already being there. When you really think about the journey towards this career or towards whatever this is, if you really imagine how the day-to-day looks like, do you still feel that excitement? Because we need to create a life where we are falling in love with the process of becoming and the process of creating. And if we are just here waiting for this day 100 or the day 1000 even, where we will get there, then it is really, really, really freaking hard to get there, because it's going to be exhausting and you will not be able to even enjoy like anything. So really think about, okay, also the journey of getting there. Is this something where I have like, okay, yeah, maybe I feel a bit anxious about it, but still I just know that I have to do this. If you have this feeling, then you're in the right space. So again, take a deep breath and know you're safe, you're loved, you are protected. And I want you now to get really, really clear on what you actually want. I want to allow you and to give you the space for you to really, really imagine and visualize and really connect to the vision that you have. Because it is so easy that we think about, oh, this is what they're going to think about it, and really just holding yourself back. And I want to create this space for you where you can pull away these boundaries in your mind and just be really, really, really honest. What is the reality that you dream about? What is it that you really, really want that would spark your heart and make you feel so excited and grateful and confident and beautiful and aligned and all the things that you want to feel? What is it that you really, 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 really want? Honestly, what is it? And at this point, I would love also for you to share that with me. Like, share it in the comments. Let's inspire each other with our big dreams and the things that we want, because we need more people with big hearts going for their vision. We need more people building something that they love, that inspires, that makes the world a better place. So you have to stop hiding yourself and you have to start showing up. show the world the ideas that you have, because we have so much money and power in the wrong hands. And how would life and the world look like if we had more power and money in the right hands? So I want you to allow yourself to create that space to follow whatever you want to follow. And I'm not saying that whatever you want to follow needs to give you money or give you power, but I'm just saying in general, like, we need more love, kindness, and positive things in the world. And I think the issue is that we need more girls like us who have more power, if that makes sense. But getting back from that thought track, I really, really, again, want to invite you to think about what you deeply, deeply want and what is it that you crave. And with thinking about what you want, I want you to get also deeper on the layers, like on a soul level, like, what do you want? Because if I just think about like on a physical material level about what I want, it is something completely different versus if I really like think about the feeling that it creates and thinking about, okay, the impact, the inspiration, what it really creates in this world. So allow yourself to really get yourself to this more emotional feeling based of, okay, this is what I want. And this can be also connected to your purpose. This is not about being really sure on, okay, this is my purpose in life, but you can have that connection. Because I'm going to tell you one thing. So many people have asked me about how to stay motivated. And I remember when I was younger, I was watching all these videos about how to stay motivated. And it told me like all these little tricks and things that you can do. And I'm not saying that they cannot work. But what I have realized, the goal is not to be motivated 24/7. If you have this deep connection to your why and to your purpose and to whatever you're trying to achieve and to that feeling that you want to create for yourself, this is where it's not about the motivation anymore. It is like you're so grounded that even though maybe one day you're not able to do the things that you have told yourself that you would want to do, you will get yourself back there. So what we need to do is we need to create a really strong foundation of the relationship that you have towards yourself and the purpose and whatever you want to achieve. And once you have that, it is so much easier to do the things, because honestly, we're sometimes very selfish humans. And we think about, oh, what will they think? And all these fears are coming up of, oh, what if I fail? Or what if they're going to say something bad about me? Or what if I'm not good enough? Like, these things, these fears are actually selfish, because you are holding yourself back from really showing up to the world, from really leaving an impact and doing something great. So we need to have that bigger connection towards ourselves, towards our why, towards our purpose, to be able to let go of that selfish ego, anxiety, energy, and to be like, okay, I'm doing this also for a greater purpose. Yes, obviously, I'm doing this for myself in a way because I want to be able to create my dream life and build my dream life and live my dream life. But in a way, with the work that I want to do something good. And I have talked to a lot of my listeners before, and all of them have like all these big dreams where it is in a way about leaving a good footprint on this earth or doing something positive or helping people. So this is why I'm also telling you how beautiful is it that we get to create this space together. And yeah, so think about, okay, what is it that you actually really want? Because that is going to build the foundation of everything. And that is going to be the thing that you need to create rituals around, that you remind yourself of your why, your purpose, that will keep you going. And obviously you need to keep going in a healthy way, but having this is so powerful. So also with that, I will let you think about, okay, what are some practices, what are some habits, rituals, what are some things that I can do to make sure that I stay connected to my why, to my purpose, to this feeling, so I can stay I don't want to say motivated, but I can stay in this energy of, I'm going to put in energy to create this reality for myself. I'm going to take the steps. And it's not about showing up every single day perfectly, but it is also about recognizing, okay, how much energy do I have today that I can give away? And then you give that energy. I really like that picture in my mind. Sometimes you have days where you have 100% of your energy and you're like, you have so much energy to give. And if you give 100% of your energy, you have given everything that you had. And if you have a day where you are not feeling well at all, maybe you just got your period, you're cramping, you're not feeling well, you only have 20% of your energy, then these 20% are your 100% for the day. And I hope that this picture makes sense in your mind, but sometimes we're really shaming ourselves for the days where we don't have 100% energy and where we cannot give everything, and it is okay. But again, stay connected to yourself and to the bigger picture, and that is one of the biggest things that is changing my life. So now, the next step of all of this, after you have really reconnected with, okay, this is what I want, this is my purpose, the next step for you is to figure out how to start. And I know, girlies, we have some girls out there who love to overplan. If you're anything like me, you like to overthink, overanalyze, overplan, and just take a lot of time to create the perfect plan. But there is something called doing it, which is sometimes really hard for you, because I know, I get it, I feel it as well. But we need to get over that as well. The way I like to start the process of starting after I realize, okay, this is what I want, is really take some time and take pen and paper and really write down all the things, all the ideas that you have in your mind, how you could get started. What are some things that you could do? Sometimes these are things that are like action-based. Okay, I need to get this done. And sometimes this is something like, okay, this ritual will help me with my mindset in the time where I'm getting started. But what's the purpose of this brainstorming is not to have the perfect plan. It is just to gather all the ideas. And sometimes people really struggle to figure out the steps, and sometimes people figure out so many steps and then they feel overwhelmed by it. And no matter what person you are, or if you're somewhere in the middle, it's okay. I'm gonna help you through this. So you have now your list and you're writing down, and maybe you're on a walk right now, or you're driving your car, or whatever you're doing. You can think about this right now. Okay, what are some different things that I can do to get to this reality? And sometimes we tend to overcomplicate these things so much. So just write all the ideas down again. But after you have written all these things down, I want to also invite you then to go through this list. And based on a couple of factors, I want you to look through this list. One factor is how excited you are to do something, or how the impact will be / what a ripple effect it is creating, and how much energy it's going to take. Just like having these things in your mind, but also at the same time, is this a high impact move? I think I have talked to you about high impact moves before, but basically it is an action step that creates a ripple effect. And sometimes we tend to do like things like, I want to be let's say wedding photographer, and I need to now create my website. So I'm going to spend 6 months working on my website, which after 6 months, nobody's going to look at. So that is not a high impact move. Or I'm thinking, okay, I'm just going to create another Instagram post, the kind of Instagram post that will get 5 likes. And the 5 likes are from your mom, your dad, your best friend, and 2 other random people. So what we have to do instead is really think about, okay, what are some action steps that are basically the easiest, fastest, and most aligned way to get there? Is there anything I can do? Maybe that is also very much out of my comfort zone that I can do to create this reality for myself. Is there any way how I can get there faster and better and in a more aligned way? So maybe you can think about, I know this one friend of mine, they're going to get married. Maybe they don't have a photographer yet. I would like to first get in contact with them and either tell them, okay, I have a really, really great price for you, or I'm doing this for free, but here are all the other projects that I have done so far and I want to build my portfolio. So there are all these different ways. So I want you to really think about, okay, what steps out of all the lists and everything that you have gathered is the first thing that you have to get started with. And also, different idea, different thought coming to my mind. Sometimes you're so not into whatever you want to create yet, where you have no idea how to get started. And sometimes what you got to do is some research. But girl, again, the research, some people are like, okay, I'm spending then 2 weeks on researching everything there is to know about this. No. What you're going to do is you're going to put on a timer for max 90 minutes, max 90 minutes, and you're going to do your research. You maybe also talk to ChatGPT and be like, hey, I want to build this. I need some help. I have never done something like this before. Help me break it down. Help me figure out the steps. What is the first thing that I need to do? And then you take your 90 minutes and then you have your list of things that are ways for you to get started. Okay? So figure out these things. Sometimes the first step is to get more information, because sometimes we first lack information to be able to make a informed decision. Also, if you can find anyone else out there who is already living what you are dreaming about, send them a message, find them on Instagram if possible, or find them somewhere and be like, hey, you're doing exactly what I want to be doing. I have no idea how to get there. Can we please have a conversation, because I'm dreaming about this and I would love if you could help me with that. And you're going to be surprised how many people will be open to have that conversation with you. Or if it is career-wise, you can go on LinkedIn and maybe find people who are already doing what you want to be doing. So that is an easy way to get started. So now, you know what it is that you want to be starting with. You know your why. You have done your brainstorming, or you have done your research, whatever it is. And you basically went through the list and figured out, okay, what are the first and most important things for me to get done? Well, then the next step is quite self-explanatory. You have to get it done and you have to set some time to do it. And I know how easy it is where I have this appointment where I want to meet my friend and I have all these things that are going on, and it is okay. The question is this what you have been just thinking about? Is this really something that you want? And how can you learn to prioritize that? And what I love to tell my clients is like, okay, set a time in your calendar, and this is blocked time. It is like you would have a work meeting or a dentist appointment, or you have your best friend's birthday party. It is something that you're doing and nothing where like a friend asks you, do you have time that day? This time is blocked out. So figure out in your calendar, okay, where can I block out time where I'm going to do this, where I'm going to put my phone away, and where I'm really going to focus on, okay, how can I get started with whatever I'm trying to work towards, and really get it done. Really, really get it done, and try to do as much as you can. And I know, especially in the beginning, sometimes it's really hard to figure out how much time things are going to take, and that is completely okay. But I want you to get to that point where you are starting, and you can be aware of your fears and you can be aware of all of that, but you are starting and you are taking the steps. And this actually reminds me of a book that I'm currently reading. I have to get it in a second and I will read to you a quote that is in there. Okay, I just found the book. It is called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway by Susan Jeffers, and I want to read to you a short paragraph out of that book. As my confidence grew, I kept waiting for the fear to go away. Yet each time I ventured out into new territory, I felt frightened and unsure of myself. Well, I told myself, just keep putting yourself out there. Eventually the fear will go away. It never did. One day a light bulb went in my head as I suddenly realized the following truth. The fear will never go away as long as I continue to grow. As long as I continue to push out into the world, as long as I continue to stretch my capabilities, as long as I continue to take risks in making my dreams come true, I was going to experience fear. So moral of the story, feel the fear and do it anyway. And I feel like one of the best things that helps me to keep going with every dream and every goal that I have is to find a way to reconnect with that, because if you are just writing down once, okay, this is what I want, and then you are spending one time sitting down and doing the things, then that's not going to be enough. What you have to do is, and the thing that really, really helps me in my life is doing weekly reflections. I even do a weekly reflection call with a friend together, which is so, so helpful in my life because we get to keep each other accountable. We get to remind each other of, okay, this is what we're working towards. This is what I'm currently struggling with. This is what I'm learning. And these are the next steps that I want to take. And if you would like a template from me for a weekly reflection, I actually have that and I can give that to you for free. So you can just message me on Instagram at greta.webhofer, at greta.webhofer, and ask me there for the weekly reflection sheet, and I will be able to send it to you, or also you can email me at hotgirlmorningpodcast@gmail.com. You can also in general ask me there for advice or tell me about your life and anything like that. Again, the important part is also that you keep going, but first and foremost, I want you to really start, and I want you to stop holding yourself back. And this is actually one of the main things that I actually do in my business. As I said in the beginning, I'm an empowerment and accountability coach, and I make it my mission to help you go towards your dreams and get over that fear of starting, or that overwhelm of having like all these ideas in your mind but not knowing how to get started. No matter if you're working on career goals or if this is more about internally working on yourself, learning to love yourself and all these things, I would love to be part of your journey. If you're open for that, you can just message me on Instagram and we can figure out if we could be a great fit. And again, the masterclass and the supportive bestie group, everything will be linked down below. But I want to thank you so much for being here. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I hope that this was the final push that you needed to finally get started, because you have everything within you, literally everything within you to make your dreams reality. And there's a reason that you have been dreaming about this. So take a deep breath and figure out your next step and then get started. Bye.